Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Hey, good evening to you and welcome along. It's Friday night. It's the first show of the new year and a very, very happy new year to everybody. And thank you for joining Stu Bear and the gang right here live on Air Show World. And coming up tonight, what have we got for you? We've got Royal International Air Tattoo departures, Manchester head on, Yeovilton. We get Steamy with Julie. Sounds interesting. We got Mildenhall F-15s doing a bit of cable testing. East Mids Airport, we've got Duxford, and also some beautiful pictures from Chris Brady. And of course, as well as all of that, we got the brilliant folks in the chat room, and it's wonderful to see everybody there. Just before I actually start the show properly, I'd like to say a big, massive thank you to Heather for a couple of weeks ago for doing the Christmas show for me. And hey, we're back though, with a bear is back for the new year. So thank you so much to Heather. What a lifesaver. And hey, we're going to mention as many folks as possible in just a couple of minutes. But to start things off, we're going to start the show in style for you right now. So hey, sit back, enjoy the show. We got some great features coming up for you.
Speed force, Golfina, here, take on one. Okay. Fire for the ground, Sweet Force Golf 390, 2 ship is ready to taxi from apron white.
Sweet Force Golf 390, taxi holding point Foxtrot North, runway 27.
Taxi holding point Foxtrot North, runway 27, Sweet Force Golf 390.
Atlantic Air Force 339, 27, you are cleared for takeoff. The wind is 240 degrees, 13 gusting 21. Roger, hold the Foxtrot North.
Hold the Foxtrot North, 2 ships, Sweet Force Golf 390.
Sweet Force 390, line up and wait, runway 27.
Line up and waiting, runway 27, 2 ships, Sweet Force Golf 390.
Sweet Force 390, the frequency after departure when instructed will be 134.550.
134.550, Sweet Force Golf 390.
Sweet Force 390, runway 27, you clear for takeoff. The surface wind is 240 degrees, 16 knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27, Sweet Force Golf 390. Tower, Hawk 1.
Hawk 1, Fairfax Tower. And behind the departing Britons, line up runway 27.
Line up behind, quad.
Runway 27, you clear for takeoff. The wind is 240 degrees, 16 knots.
Clear takeoff, Hawk 1.
Take Air Force 343 Tower.
Go ahead, please.
Enter the runway 27, backtrack, line up runway 27.
Okay, then direct. 3901 for a long final reset.
Switchboard 391, Roger, and continue for runway 27. It'll be for a break not below 700 feet. There are 2 aircraft on the runway.
For a break, right-hand turn not below 700 feet. Switchboard Golf 3901.
That's right. What's your approximate range at the moment?
For my approach now?
I've got you in sight. You are cleared for the right brake.
Right brake, yes.
Atlantic Airport 343, runway 27, you're cleared for takeoff. The wind is 230 degrees 16 knots.
Good morning, 3, clear takeoff.
Runway 27, you're cleared for land. The wind is 230 degrees 17, gusting 23.
Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And coming up for you just a little bit later, we've got a few more videos from the Royal International Air Tattoo from 2016 on the departure days. And that particular year, as you can see, they certainly pulled the stops out with some of the most fantastically painted up aircraft. Right, before we get into the next feature, let's have a quick look. Who can we say hi to? Lots of fantastic folks. Listen, I've got to say thank you so much to all the really nice, kind comments that have been coming in over the Christmas period and what have you, when the bear was pretty quiet. So thank you so much. It really meant so much. I mean that most sincerely, folks. So everybody, thank you so much. Airshow World followers, you are the best. Totally, really made a big difference. Okay, so who can we say hi to? Well, we got Dickie McVitie. Dickie, sorry you're not feeling too good at the moment. We have Becky Davis, and of course Julie is with us, Mid-Atlantic, RR. And who else do we have? We've got my man, Maurice Moon. Hello, Maurice. John Bullen is with us. And who else? SHGP. Thank you. And thank you also for all the great messages there, SHGP. Who else have we got? Pirate of the Missouri, John Bullen, Robert Russell, Amy Wilson and the gang. Always great to see you. That's Amy Wilson saying, I'm good, thanks. They're having a good old conflab. That's what it's all about. Keep the messages coming in. And, hey, that's it. Talk amongst ourselves. Michaela, lovely to see Michaela. And also thank you to her as well. And who else? Oh, we got PJ. Karen Kakuran. Hello, Karen. I'll keep the messages coming in. And I'll mention as many as I possibly can as we go through the night. Meanwhile, let's keep on rocking and rolling. And right now, a few wonderful head-on shots that I took a few years ago down at Manchester Airport on a beautiful day. It was absolutely gorgeous. You'll see lots of heat haze and a little bit wobbly on some of the shots because this was before I did the upgrade on the actual video camera. Hey, and look at this. Thank you so much for that fantastic kind donation that's just coming from Benny. Benny says, Happy New Year, Stu and the crew. Thank you so much, Benny. That means a lot. Thank you. Also in the messages this evening, hi to Grafton 11, Bruce 1912. We also saying hi to Matt. Hello, Matt. Roger. Alexandros. Also, we have Graham Eaton. We've got Gillian Peter over there in Boston, Lincolnshire. Lovely to see you as well.
54, runway 23 right, clear to land. Wind 230 degrees, 6 knots. Right behind.
Also on the messages, hi to Jim Gemmell, Robert Russell, John Bullen. Might be, you can hear the birds singing in the background.
Hello, continue approach runway 23 right. You are number 1 now.
Roger Shadbolt is with us. Jim Gemmell, who else can we say hi to? Oh, beautiful head-on shot. Donny Palmer is also with us. Bold Santa, Matt Cat, Lady. And just before I go quiet, got to say a big thanks to everybody that sent all those Christmas greetings in that we did on the Christmas show on Christmas Eve that Heather very, very, very kindly took over for me. So thank you, Heather. Also, hi to Head Cardwell.
And 554, wind 200 degrees, 5 knots, runway 23 right, clear to land.
3 right.
Oh yes, it's the Bear. It's Stu Bear, and you're watching Air Show World. Oh yes, you certainly are. It's Air Show World every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock. Make sure you make a date. So keep the messages coming in. Absolutely brilliant to see all these wonderful messages and also the very, very kind donations. So much appreciated. Robert Russell, hi to you as well. Right, what else have we got coming up for you? This is what we started the show off with this fantastic German Typhoon. Matt Cat Lady, I'm so sorry to hear that. And what year was this filmed? It was filmed 2016. Hey, Robert, I'll have to check that out for you. I'm not sure if I've got that Jaguar actually flying, but I'm pretty sure I've got some videos of that actually on the ground and taxiing. But I'll check it out for you.
Tony Prince.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there. Watching the Air Show World with Stu Bear.
Oh, yes, it's a Friday night for sure. And keep the messages coming in. Who else can we say hi to? We got Mark Webber Webster. Good evening to you. Erwin Paul, John Bollen, Dickie McVitie, Karen Kokoran, Donnie Palmer. Also hi to Gary Inge. And we also have LT Viper Pilot. Always good to see LT. I hope you're having yourself a great start of your weekend. This is where it starts on a Friday night. Mind you, she's in Seattle. Coming up for you in just a moment, we keep the action coming with some rather wonderful shots. We're going to go back, staying with 2016, and we're going to go to Yeovilton and having a look at these French Rafales.
therefore, the multi-role F3 standard Rafale at its first.
Hey, hiya there, Peter G. Peter G says, hey, yeah, I was with you at Yeovilton in 2015. Peter, good to see you.
One aircraft turning into a tight 360-degree turn in front of us, while the other runs in from the left, once again with
Now, I think that's all, Peter, from over there in Texas. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hey Tracy, thank you for popping in, and always great to see you. And Tracy, also many thanks for the wonderful messages.
fifth Rafale at the end of last year.
By the way, Tracy will be coming up in just a minute.
Out of an eventual total of 225 examples being operated across the French Air Force and Naval Air Arm. The Charles de Gaulle is habitually deployed with a pair of squadrons of Rafales. Around 35 aircraft would typically be embarked, along with two a typically distinctive and charismatic product from the House of Dassault.
A good idea there, Stephen.
Touching down on the spot of aerodynamic braking.
We'll do a Tiger special on that date.
Land the Aéronautique Navale from Landivisiau on those two examples of the Dassault Rafale Marine.
And coming up right now on Airshow World, it's that time of the show to find out what some of the Airshow World followers have been doing. And right now, it's time to get steamy.
And you are watching Airshow World.
Time to get steamy with Julie. These videos, they were taken by our very own Julie over the Christmas period. And if you'd like to see the full version of this video, it's going to be going out as a premiere tomorrow night at 7:15 on Airshow World. And I'm pretty sure Julie will be in the chat room tomorrow at 7:15 in the evening. So if you've got any questions, hey, you'll be able to put them to her tomorrow. And she'll probably be able to tell you all about the East Lancs Railway. Wonderful, great sights and sounds. Now, this particular clip that Julie took, honestly, this reminds me of when I was a kid, going to Leicester, going to Lewis's. It's like Santa's Grotto. Look at this. Talk about really going to town for Christmas. And as I said, if you want to see the full version of this particular video, it's around about 12 minutes long, and it'll be going out tomorrow night as a premiere. There'll be a chat room at 7:15 in the evening. So join us for that.
Hi, I'm Chloe HG, and you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Hey, thank you very much there, Chloe. And coming up right now to introduce the next item, I got some great friends.
We're all down at Duxford, and you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
On the roll, and what a pleasure to see this again. B-17G Flying Fortress Sally B. fighters break away. What a pleasure to once again see a display over Duxford from B-17G Sally B. As this final pass, always dedicated to the membership of the Sally B Supporters Club. One of our flying days earlier in the year. Andrew Dixon and Darryl Taplin at the controls today, and in watching Sally B we also pay tribute to this aircraft's former chief engineer Peter Brown, who sadly died earlier this year. Peter was so instrumental for so long in the maintenance and upkeep of this aeroplane, heading up the volunteer engineering team, and we recall him as Sally B slows to a standstill.
What a fabulous aircraft, and what a great show that was. That was taken back last July when I was with my good friends down at Duxford. I was with Morris, Tracy and Scott, and what a great time we had, and certainly looking forward. It's great to be looking back at some of these videos and thinking, hey, bring on the summertime, let's get back, and hey, before you know it, we'll be back down there, and certainly looking forward to that. Some great messages in the chat room, and making me laugh. That's Mark Webster. Yeah, good old days, eh? Lewis is at Leicester. Goodness gracious, that's all gone now. Donny Palmer, hi to you. Thanks for the messages. Clive Jones is also with us this evening. Hiya, Clive. Great to see you, mate. And Andrew Austin. All right, let's keep the show rolling. And we've got so much coming up for you tonight. And let's go over to Mildenhall with some F-15s. Filmed this back in the summertime when these F-15s, they were doing a bit of testing. They were taking the cable. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And of course, quite a few of you remember this. I was actually doing, this was on a live stream that I was doing. Never thought they were going to get around to it. They were waiting for around about an hour. But then eventually, they got the cable, the arrestor cable, all ready. And you'll see what it's all about in just a second. So if you look at the back of the aircraft in just a moment, when it gets onto the actual runway, you'll see the arrestor, you'll see the part actually drop down. You'll see the hook go down, and that then catches the arrestor cable. So here we go, watch this. And of course, as you can see, the whole point of that, if they have a problem as the aircraft's coming into land, say the hydraulics went or whatever else, that's how they can actually stop the aircraft. And it does happen quite often. Right, meanwhile, who have we got chatting away in the chat room? We got Architect Design, Roger Shadbolt is with us, Clive Everly, Jane Hawkes, and I tell you what, my voice is going, so I tell you, I'm going to go straight into the next item. So please excuse me, with a little bit of luck, we should get this rolling for you right now with the next item. Some favourite clips from East Midlands Airport. Back to the summertime. In fact, we had several jumbos in today here at East Midlands Airport. But coming up for you right now, we've got Charlie introducing the next items with some wonderful whirlbirds.
Hi, it's Charlie. I'm with V for Victory and I'm currently portraying a civilian aviatrix just prior to World War II. And you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Thank you very much there indeed there, Charlie. Thank you. And we go back to Duxford one more time. back to their summer air show with the P-47 and the P-51s.
Originally flying P-47 Thunderbolts, the Thunderbolts were very popular airplane with those pilots. And when the P-51 was introduced, it wasn't automatically popular with those guys because the P-47 Thunderbolt was a big aeroplane, lots of metal, was seen as being a very safe aircraft and lots of protection. They soon learned that the P-51, with its manoeuvrability and its pace and its all-round capability, was a much better ride for them. But it was also quite superb air-to-air mount. It's very easy to look at the P-47, especially in comparison with something like a P-51 as we see here, or a Spitfire, say, and think that it looks like a big lumbering aircraft, and nothing could be further from the truth. This is a tremendously fast, particularly in a dive, very potent, and exceptionally nice to fly fighter. Yes. And a very stable gun platform. Oh yes, heavy aircraft.
Hey, Stephen Billings, it's easy enough to do.
An advantage in all of it.
You can, if the video's not too big, send it across to Stu, S-T-U, at airshowworld.com. Or you can use a program called WeTransfer. Using that email address that I just gave you, Stu at airshowworld.com.
The Hun Hunter, Texas.
Hey, there's Tracy and Scott.
Which is also based here in Duxford.
And Stephen, I'll do my best to show that on one of our Friday night shows. In the section we called Air Show World Followers.
It's worth remembering that back in the day, design also from Cartvelli's pen, a design that came to weigh 7 tons.
Also, hi to our very own Bradley Penny. Hiya, Brad.
Wanted to sign you up. There are all sorts of benefits associated.
Hope you had a good Christmas, just like everybody else. Hope you had a great Christmas. Unfortunately, I cannot remember a thing about it.
And 2 Mustangs. Scoring ace of the 355th Fighter Group, Henry Brown, nicknamed Baby.
Yeah, it wasn't too good there, John, but hey, the one good thing, I didn't eat for over 7 days. Lost over a stone in weight, so, you know, it wasn't all bad.
By the 3 American fighters, both together and in concert with Sally B. First of them coming past, Richard Grace with the P-47. He was in the lead. Pete Kinsey was in the Hun Hunter Texas, the Comanche Fighters P-51D, and Dave Pulliston was in the TF-51D Contrary Mary. Thank you so much to all of them, and to Andrew Dixon and Daryl Taplin on the B-17.
nothing better than Duxford. And I certainly hope to be there quite a bit this year.
The full-size extra. It's Mike Williams on the twin sticks of the scale model. And isn't this just the most extraordinary display?
This is really amazing.
Yes, that's most people's first thought. The scale model 41% scale. But there are, as I say, times, particularly when the aircraft head away from you, and pull up in unison, that the perspective is such that it is difficult to necessarily tell which is which.
Clearly the pilot in the full-size model is extolling tremendous skill, but the guy on the ground with the remote control for the model, that also is tremendously skilled.
You won't be surprised to hear Mike Williams, who's controlling the model, is one of the best large-scale model pilots in the UK. Multiple freestyle aerobatic.
Hey, John Bollen, I know somebody else who'd love to be near Duxford.
On the ground.
Is that right, Morris, hey?
What they're doing here to enhance the effect I was talking about is that Mike is generally flying about 2.5 times closer to us on this side of the airfield than Chris is with the full-size aircraft. It gives that illusion that they're closely matched in terms of size and performance, plus of course meaning they're separated for safety. But the degree of coordination is just astonishing.
It is amazing because the pilot in the full-size version, he's clearly got horizon cues. I'm not quite sure how you do that on the ground. For the model, that is.
And here they come in for a cross. And synchronized flicks. This is one of the great aerobatic aircraft produced by the West, named for its founder.
Hey, thanks for that there, Andy. Likewise, definitely looking forward to seeing you there.
S model with 300 horsepower at its disposal that Chris is flying. He's also seen him here before as a member of the...
I think the first flying day, is it in April?
In opposition.
So I'll certainly do my best to be there.
At Display Centre.
Afternoon everybody, my name's Mike Williams. I'm one part of the extra little and large duo team, and I actually pilot the 40% extra. You are watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Hey, thank you very, very much indeed there, Mike Williams. And as you saw, hey, he was the guy who was flying the model version, and no doubt, I'm absolutely sure we'll be meeting up with Mike sometime next year, or should I say this year, as it is now. Right, what do we got for you? We've got so much more still to come this evening, and we're going to go back to Yeovilton right now, and I tell you, one of my absolute favourite aircraft. It is the wonderful Sea Vixen. What a wonderful, wonderful aircraft. It'd be great to see this flying.
Aviation. And here it is on the roll. The Sea Vixen came screaming over the airfield, near the speed of sound, which back then was pretty fantastic. It was flown by John Derry. Unfortunately, as we watched, it broke up in midair and crashed into the runway. A number of people who were watching, spectators, were killed. And I do remember seeing the de Havilland, the Hawker Hunter sitting quite close to me, and the man at the controls was staring out at his friend dying. And he said to me later, if I hadn't put the throttle forward then, I would never have done it. But he did push the throttle forward, and he gave us the full display in the Hunter. And then it was the redeveloped, and then changed, and became this extraordinary creature we see before us, the Sea Vixen.
Well, thank you, Freddie. That was a memorable day indeed, tragic. But as you say, the aircraft came on a long way, first to become the Sea Vixen Mark I, flying from carriers in the late 50s, early 60s, and then to the Mark II, which
yeah, nice one, Stephen.
This particular
I'm sure we'll probably pop back down to Weston Park.
Now Simon's just bringing her in from the crowd centre, approaching us and pulling up to show off that beautiful plan form. Do a wing over to reposition. I won't try and talk over those two.
Hey, many thanks there, Architect Design, for that real kind donation.
Simon will now reposition for, I believe this first pass will be a belly pass for your photography. Now Freddie, you learned to fly when you were 17, gained your pilot's wings, and you were flying sea vampires, I understand, at the age of 19. Vampires, sea vampires.
That's why I'm very privileged to be here, because my uniform was much paler than the Navy uniform. So, yeah, there was a friendly rivalry there between Air Force and Fleet Air Arm. And it was very
Well, as an ex-Commodore Joint Force Harrier, I agree with that. We're partners with the Air Force and will be for the F-35 in the future. And at the moment, the Royal Navy has got F-18 pilots keeping their hand in at carrier operations for when that starts. And of course, an F-35, or 3 F-35s are in the country, and we'll be at Farnborough in a couple of weeks' time to show off that fantastic new aeroplane. Not the end of the story, no doubt, but a further part of the story of Navy wings. Now Simon will be repositioning for a top pass, again for the photography, and he's doing a great job. We're lucky with the weather, and it should be beautiful for those photographs with just enough cloud in the background to really see the plan form. Here he comes. Now Freddie, did you have any memorable experiences of flying the Sea or the Vampire?
Well, it was rather an odd aircraft because it was de Havilland, and it was very small. In fact, it was the only jet we ever sent airborne that had no ejector seat. And so it was a sardonic remark made in the Air Force about the Vampire, which is you can fly it or die in it. Because once, if you got into bad trouble, you could jettison the canopy, but you couldn't get out. The slipstream would shove the pilot back in. So he'd stay pinned in his seat until he hit Mother Earth. So it was a sobering thought.
It's wonderful to have you sitting with us today.
The other aircraft in those days, like with the Meteor, 2 engines and much bigger, that could take the Havilland, the Martin Baker Mark.
Put the undercarriage down, and to do a 360, just to really show off that beautiful shape, and also here those 2 engines. Well, it must be fabulous to see the successor to the Vampire, this wonderful airplane flying out here today. What sort of memories does that, what feelings does that give you?
Well, memory lane again, nostalgia, because I remember it as a prototype. One of that very small family of twin boom aircraft, Vampire and Venom, Sea Venom, and then of course the successor to the Sea Venom, this one, the Sea Vixen.
And of course, it was Sea Vampire that Winkle Brown did his first ever jet deck landing on an aircraft carrier. It was quite a wonderful That is, it cleans up. I've learned not to try and talk about it. Both engines develop about 11,000 pounds of thrust. The aircraft in service used to climb to altitude, 45,000 feet, and shut down an engine to save fuel. But indeed, the aircraft can do 500 knots on one engine at low altitude. We've got plenty of thrust at 50 odd knots. Once we position, we're going to do something slightly different, and the Sea Vixen comes into land. I just wanted to mention one other person.
Thank you very much, PDG. Much appreciated.
Julian Jones is here with us today, and actually it's Julian's birthday. So happy birthday, Julian.
And to be honest, this is the very first time I've ever shown the full version of this particular video.
Well, thank you very much, Bill, and thank you very much also to Frederick Forsyth, and above all, thanks to all the supporters, benefactors and so forth of the Fly Navy Heritage Trust, who have done so much to keep this and other naval heritage aircraft in the air for us to enjoy. As Bill said, we'll be seeing the Sea Vixen taxiing in at Crowd Centre.
Hey, many thanks there, Chili and Peter.
Also less than ideal for carrier operations. The fact that the first two marks of Seafire didn't have folding wings, but that changed with the one we see here, the Seafire 3, which was the most numerous mark, and there's a very strong local connection quite apart from the Fleet Air because most of them were built by the Westland Company.
I've really got to say, and I mean this so much,
Seafire 3 is like
Matt Cat Lady, I am so absolutely devastated for your loss.
And it was a Mark III from 887 Squadron on HMS.
And it makes that video even more special that you sent across.
Murphy, on a mission to provide cover for Fleet Air Arm Grumman Avenger and Fairey Firefly strike aircraft that were attacking a Japanese airfield, scored the last enemy aircraft kills of the whole of World War II when it downed a pair of Mitsubishi A6M Zeros on the 15th of August 1945. Air support for the landings in Rangoon and Malaya. That aeroplane also flew offensive sweeps over Japanese air bases. That's part of our static display. The Swordfish will be joining it there later. But our next display item is sticking with the naval theme, of course. It's the Royal Navy Raiders parachute team, and Lieutenant Commander Tug Wilson is ready shortly to commence commentary on them.
we? What a beautiful aircraft, and certainly hope you enjoyed that. Hey, well, that's just about it. I've got to say thank you so much to everybody for popping along and joining my good self this evening. Just about made it through. Time for a lie down, I think. But hey, thank you so much. And as I said earlier, thanks for all the real kind wishes that I had over the Christmas period. And many thanks to Heather for a couple of weeks ago for standing in for me on the Christmas special. Hey, we couldn't let you down for that, especially as everybody sent those fantastic Christmas greetings across. But just before we go, hey, we've got somebody else who's just going to pop in and say hi. So let's hand it over to Chris.
Hello everybody, my name's Chris Brady and this is Airshow World.
And as usual, Chris has been flying around and he took some of these incredible shots as he was going to, I think it was Lisbon early in the week. And absolutely beautiful with the moon and that incredible sunset. But many thanks. Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. Hey, so now you know all about it, and hey, that's the way you can support Airshow World. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave you tonight with this shot staying on screen for a couple of minutes. You can chat amongst yourselves, and don't forget, tomorrow night at 7:15, you can see the full version. It's around about 10 or 12 minutes long with Getting All Steamy with Julie. You saw the little clip of the steam engines. That's going out as a premiere tomorrow night at 7:15. But for tonight, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the messages, and have yourself a wonderful weekend. I will see you later next week for the Friday night show or in the chat room tomorrow at 7:15. You take care. Thank you so much, everybody. Have yourself a good weekend. Bye-bye for now.